Good morning, Crestwood. Happy Wednesday. It is great to see you all this morning and a joy to be with you. Hope you're enjoying this move into fall that we are experiencing and all the joys it brings. I used to hate fall. It used to be the season I like the least because of what came after fall, which is winter, which I really don't like either. And so I used to always kind of, oh gosh, fall's here and dread it. But now I'm learning to enjoy all the things that fall brings. Have my candle going and all the pumpkin spice stuff that's out there, and the change of the leaves and everything. So I'm enjoying that. Hope you all are too. And I'm honored to bring you this devotional for this Wednesday, October 12th. Wow, hard to believe we're moving so fast through October. So today I've been thinking about sacrifice. I listened to this podcast called Revisionist History by Malcolm Gladwell. And in the latest episode I just listened to, it was about how far someone was willing to go to help someone else. And he tells the story of something called the Minnesota starvation experiment. Back during World War II, there was a scientist that wanted to study the effects of starvation on people. And so he put an ad out and recruited young men who did not sign up for enlistment in the Army. They were maybe conscientious objectors or so forth, to see if they would participate in this study where they would in effect be starved for 6 months and then fed for 3 months so that he could study the effects. And there were over 2,700 applicants for this. A lot of people signed up to want to do this, and he chose these young men and put them through the rigors of this starvation plan where they were fed less, increasingly less food throughout the months until they were only getting black coffee. And he was studying the physical effects on them, and it's crazy what some of these guys went through physically, mentally, emotionally, how it just changed their lives forever by basically being starved for 6 months. And you think, why would someone sign up for that? Why would someone even think about being in an experiment like that? And one of the guys was asked why he did that. And the scientist who was recruiting people in the ad put a picture of a child with an empty bowl. And the tagline said, "Would you be willing to starve so that they can be fed?" And this one person, Lester Glick was his name, one of the men who signed up for it, was a Mennonite. And he said there was no better way that he could fulfill the gospel call to serve others than to participate in this study. And he referenced Matthew 25, where Jesus says to those, here's how I know you love me, that when I was hungry, you gave me food. And they say, when did we see you hungry and give you food? And he says, when you did it for the least of these, you did it for me. And that motivated Lester Glick so much that he was willing to starve himself and become a part of this experiment so others would not have to starve, so that the effects of starvation and hunger could be studied in a way that might lead to breakthroughs in how people are fed in the future. And I think, wow, what a sacrifice. I don't know that I'd be willing to give up a day of food for something like that. And here Lester Glick gives up 6 months of it. But it reminds me also that we are given opportunities every single day to sacrifice something on behalf of someone else, to help someone else be there. I was talking to my neighbor today. The garbage was being collected, and one of the garbage men kept reaching down and taking his shoes off and fiddling with the socks. And my neighbor was talking to him, and the garbage man said, "I'm new at this, and they've issued me these cheap rubber boots, and my feet aren't comfortable." So the neighbor went in and got him a pair of thick wool socks and gave them to him. Said, "Here, use these. Maybe this will help." Didn't cost my neighbor anything but a pair of socks, but it made such a difference for this man who was working so hard on his feet all day to provide a needed service for our community. Those opportunities are all around us if our eyes are open to them. We don't have to starve ourselves for 6 months to make a difference, but God does call us to sacrifice, right? Jesus says, those who want to save their lives will lose it, but those who are willing to lose their life will save it. There's going to be somebody today that you meet that's going to need something that you have, something that it really may not cost you very much to give away. But there's going to be somebody who needs something. It could be tangible. It could be 30 minutes of your time. It could be just a look in their eyes to see them as a human being. There is something you can give to someone else that's going to be small to you, but huge to them. Jesus says, when you do these things for the least of these, you do them for me. Let's go and live out those words today, Crestwood. God bless you.